Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Daily Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator. Today, we are going to be going through our live mortgage rates, and then we are going to be talking about CondoTel Loans. Give us just a moment here to go live on all the platforms. Happy Monday, everyone. Ready to get back into the week here. Go ahead and drop a comment there in the chat as you tune in and check in. We definitely appreciate it. Great topic here for today. Something very special and something that a lot of lenders can't help with, but we can here at the Mortgage Calculator. So it looks like we are live on all the different platforms. We'll go ahead and get it started. We'll take the chat off the screen for now, but go ahead and keep dropping comments there in the chat. You can also drop any questions you have in the chat as we go through the presentation here today. So welcome, everyone. My name is Kyle Hershey. I'm the COO of the Mortgage Calculator, joined here by our president, Nick Hershey, and our sales manager, Jose Gonzalez. We are a lender that specializes in non-QM loans. And what we do every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern on this show is go through our actual live mortgage rates, and then we do a deep dive into a different loan topic. And today's topic is going to be CondoTel Loans. So something that we're familiar with here at the Mortgage Calculator, and definitely ready to get into that here shortly. But before we do that, we'll go over the live rates. So Nick, if you're ready, let's go ahead and pull up today's rates and see what they are looking like.
All right. So the markets are continuing to move in our favor, which is great. Hopefully we see some more action today. But we have our initial rate sheets for today. It is July 29th, just after 11 a.m. Eastern. So all our initial sheets are live here, and we should see some more improvement later today. We will compare a scenario across all the different programs so that we can compare the APR. If you'd like a full breakdown of all the itemized fees that go into the APR, a full loan estimate, please get with our team members. We have over 300 loan officers that can help you out. For our demos, we'll always use a basic scenario, a standard single-family home. We'll use an estimated purchase price of $500,000, loan amount of $400,000. That's 80% loan to value, 20% down payment. We use an estimated 760 credit score and an estimated 40% debt to income ratio. So with those basic settings, let's check out the rates today. So first up, always the most common option here that people think of when they think of a mortgage, 30-year fixed conventional loan for a primary home. Rates today come in at 6.375, final APR 6.684. Definitely lower than it was last week, and hopefully, again, it continues to drop. Now, if for any reason our customer doesn't qualify for a conventional option, typically the next option we want to present is an FHA option. FHA allows more leniency on credit issues, as well as a much higher debt-to-income ratio, but it does require upfront and yearly mortgage insurance. Rates today come in at 5.5%, final APR 6.452. So if our customer qualifies for both, FHA could be a touch cheaper, but does require that monthly mortgage insurance. So if our customer is willing to do that, it could be a good option, but definitely a great option for our customers that need to use it. Very comparable. Now our VA options. Remember, VA is only for eligible veterans and active service members. If you are eligible, these programs are great. Rates as low as 5.75, final APR 6.031. And notice if we compare across the different programs, VA is going to always be the best option if our customer qualifies. So great option for our vets and service members. And moving down here to our final standard option is the USDA option. USDA is only for properties in the USDA eligible areas, the rural areas of the country. If our customer and the property is eligible, these are a good option. Rates as low as 5.5 today. Final APR with all the fees, 6.254. So if our customer is shopping in one of those rural areas, they're typically going to compare to an FHA, which USDA is going to be a touch cheaper for them, and also a touch cheaper than conventional in this example. So definitely a good option if you're looking in those areas. Now that rounds out our standard options that any other bank or lender has. But if our customer doesn't qualify, many other lenders will have to deny that customer. That's where we love to present our 5,000 other options, including first up here, our non-QM alt doc option for a primary home. So if our customer doesn't qualify for conventional, needs to switch to use alternative docs such as bank statements, 1099s, P&Ls, all kinds of different options. This option here, most likely a bank statement option for 6.875 rate today. Final APR comes in at 7.196. And as usual, we're within about a half a point of conventional to switch to alt docs. So a great option for our customers that need it. And we have all kinds of variations under Alt Doc. And now we'll go into our investment property options. First up again, Alt Doc options such as bank statements or similar. Rates come in today, 7.25, final APR 7.568. And we'll compare that to our other investment property options. So no government programs are eligible for investment properties. So no USDA, FHA, VA, but we do have our conventional option. Rates as low as 7.125 today, final APR 7.482. So that's a touch cheaper than our Alt Doc, but we always recommend our investors check out our favorite programs. The DSCR stands for debt service coverage ratio. We don't need any income or employment information. We simply use the estimated rental income from the appraisal to determine a DSCR ratio. If the estimated rents can cover the expenses, aka the property is going to cash flow, that's a ratio of 1 or higher, which is preferred. We put a ratio of 1.5 here for all the demos so we can see all the programs. First up here, our 3-year prepayment penalty option, which is the most common. Rates as low as 6.75. Final APR 7.093. So notice that beats conventional to use our DSCR option with a 3-year prepay. And we can sweeten the deal even more. Some programs allow a 5-year prepayment penalty to lower the rate a little bit more. Rates as low as 6.5. Final APR 6.823. And our final DSCR option for no prepayment penalty. Some states don't allow a prepayment penalty. Some investors don't want one. We can do that. Rates as low as 7.375. Final APR 7.710. So notice that's a touch higher than the conventional option. Still, most investors, I'd say 100% would choose a DSCR compared to this for just minimal cost increase. And for investors that are willing to add the prepayment penalty, it blows the conventional pricing out of the water there with a prepayment penalty. And the final 2 programs here, definitely popular request these days. Lots of customers need cash out, but don't want to touch their first mortgage, maybe have rates in the 3s, etc. So we can still get cash out with a second mortgage, not a HELOC. HELOCs are popular, but much higher rates. These fixed rate second mortgages for a primary home, much lower rates than a HELOC, coming in today at 8.375. Final APR 8.786, and these are non-QM programs, so we can use bank statements and similar. And same option for an investment property. HELOCs are rare for investment properties in general, so this is a great option for our investors out there with a good first mortgage that don't want to touch that but still need cash out. Second mortgage for investment property to get cash out, rates as low as 9.875. Final APR 10.093. Went down a touch. It's been a while since we saw some movement on the second mortgage for investment properties. So those are our standard options here. And let's go into today's deep dive topic on CondoTel. So when we do our live pricer, we have to use a standard scenario, right? Standard single family home. Some of our programs, especially in the non-QM, do allow CondoTel. So this is a specific, very specific type of property. So Jose, let's talk about what this is exactly so people know what we're talking about. There are some variations of this, and then let's see our live rate examples.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us for today as Daily Mortgage Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator. Now, let me differentiate quickly between a CondoTel and a property that allows short-term rentals. Right. So first of all, let me state not every property that allows short-term rentals is a CondoTel. Actually, very few of the properties that are coming out now into the market that allow short-term rentals or CondoTels. A CondoTel is a specific property that will have a reception desk and will have usually the name hotel or motel or something like that in the legal description, and it will be operated as a CondoTel, as a hotel basically, and they're going to have restrictions. They may have restrictions on the occupancy of the owner on the property above and beyond certain time periods. It is usual to have CondoTels with a restriction that the owner can't occupy, let's say, more than 6 months out of the year. And it is also usual for CondoTels to require the property to be registered with the hotel program if the owner is going to rent the property as a short-term rental like a hotel. So please be aware of those restrictions when pre-approving the buyer for any of those properties. If you already have a specific property in mind, a specific address, make sure that everyone reaches out to the listing agent if it's a purchase, or review the condo docs if it's a refi to see how CondoTels and renting are handled. So let me go ahead and share my options with you today. This first option here is for CondoTel primary full doc purchase, 15% down. 15% down is the minimum down payment. So 85% LTV is the maximum LTV. Lowest cost option here is 9.25% at a cost of 0.25 points. You can buy that down to 8% at a cost of 2.375 points. And that was with 15%. Now we have our 20% down option. I always like to add context so you can see that at the lower LTVs, you will usually have lower rates. So here our lowest cost option is 8.5% at par, zero cost. And you can buy that down to 7.25% at a cost of at a cost of 2.5 points. And our primary bank statement purchase, this is with 15% down as well. 9.375 is our lowest cost option at a cost of 0.875, and you can buy that down to 8.25 at a cost of 2.5 points. Our next option is our profit and loss primary purchase, 20% down the minimum down payment for this option. 9% lowest cost option at par, and you can buy that down to 7.75%. And our investment options here, now P&L, profit and loss option. For investment property, minimum down payment is 20%, and our lowest cost option is 9.25 at par, and you can buy that down to 7.5% at a cost of 3.5 points. Our bank statement option is also 20% down minimum down payment. 8.5% is our lowest cost option, 0.875, and you can buy that down to 7.25 points. Full doc investment CondoTel is minimum 15% down as well. 9.375 is our lowest cost option at a cost of half a point, and you can buy that down to 7.75% at a cost of 3.375 points. And our last but not least option, our DSCR purchase. This would probably be the one that would make the most sense for a CondoTel. 8.375 is at par, an amazing rate for a CondoTel loan. And you can buy that down all the way to 7.375 at a cost of 3.475. And 80% LTV is the highest LTV that is possible when financing a CondoTel with a DSCR loan. We do have a 15% down purchase DSCR loan, but it is not applicable for a property type being CondoTel. So please look to the mortgage calculator for all your CondoTel, non-QM, and agency loans.
You're muted there, Kyle.
Oh, sorry about that. All right, looks like we have a question that came in from Instagram here. Let's see. Do you provide HELOC LLCs? I guess I'm like business purpose HELOC or HELOC closing.
We have the fixed rate second mortgage options are open to close in LLCs, but I don't believe we have any HELOC options. Correct, Jose, for LLCs?
That is correct. All of our true HELOC loans are closing in a personal name only.
But we do have those second mortgages, those fixed rate second mortgages. We even have a DSCR fixed rate second mortgage and other non-QM docs as well, all docs.
All right. Well, I don't see any other questions coming in, so I think we can wrap it up. Remember, we do this at 11 a.m. Eastern every weekday where we go through our live rates and then do a deep dive into a different loan type. So we will see you all tomorrow.